A judge has thrown Kari Lake's lawsuit over the Arizona gubernatorial election into the trash where it belongs. This is great news, and it is the right thing. Judge tosses Kari Lake's election challenge in Arizona governor's race. This happened on Christmas Eve, a perfect day to usher in putting this in the trash. A judge on Saturday dismissed Kari Lake's election challenge. Remember, what happened in Arizona, very complicated, okay? Pay really close attention to what happened in Arizona. More people voted for Katie Hobbs, so she gets to be the governor. That's what happened in Arizona, okay? The judge dismissed it, saying Lake failed to prove her case. Maricopa County Judge Peter Thompson, who oversaw the two-day trial, ruled that Lake's legal team never offered clear and convincing evidence showing the election was rigged against her. Of course she didn't. There is no such evidence because it wasn't rigged. Lake can appeal the case before Katie Hobbs is sworn in on January 2nd. Because of the tight timetable, the case may move swiftly to the Arizona Supreme Court. Thompson noted real problems did affect the election, but election workers tried their best and performed their role with integrity. Not perfectly, as no system on earth is perfect, but more than sufficient to comply with the law and conduct a valid election. Okay. Here is her statement. After predicting endless victories, she issued this statement. By the way, if you're watching, she stands like Trump now. She's doing that thing where she hinges forward at the waist and it looks like it kind of defies gravity. She's even standing like Trump. It's bizarre. Here, she's calling this a win, I guess.
I'm just going to make a quick statement. I am so incredibly proud of our amazing attorneys. And
I genuinely don't know how people stand like that.
That put this amazing case together, historic case. We proved without a shadow of a doubt that there was malicious intent that caused disruption so great it changed the results of the election.
They did not prove that. They absolutely did not prove that.
Incredibly proud of both Brian Blair.
By the way, had she proven that, the judge would have made a different decision.
Olson, who led up this legal team, we provided expert testimony. We provided experts. The other side brought in activists to try to save face. They admitted that they've known about these ballot problems. They're ballot problems. Now they're trying to say that it's been going on for 3 elections. Our elections are a mess in this country.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, I guess she's saying it's a moral victory of some kind. I don't really know. She also tweeted about this quote, "My election case provided the world with evidence. There was no evidence presented that proves there was no proof. Our elections are run outside of the law." That is not true. This judge did not rule in our favor. That's accurate. Okay. However, for the sake of restoring faith and honesty in our elections, I will appeal this ruling. Now, I just want to remind you the level of confusion around this entire thing. Kari Lake said part of her evidence was that people weren't allowed to vote because they arrived after the polls closed. Understand, part of her evidence is the polls are closed. People show up, they're told we're closed. That's evidence it was rigged. Listen to this. This is truly amazing.
We have serious problems with the way our elections are run. Let me just read from some affidavits of people who were taking part in election day voting, which was...
Now, remember, affidavits are not evidence. They can be introduced as evidence and evaluated like testimony, but it doesn't even matter.
A massive number of Republicans and independents who showed up. This man says, at 7 o'clock, a marshal announced that voting time was over to the line outside of the building, with over 100 voters still standing in line.
Okay, now, those voters in line do get to vote, but listen carefully to what she says.
4 or 5 voters arrived immediately thereafter and were very upset. One voter came to the side door to speak to a supervisor.
So understand, 4 to 5 voters arrived after the polls closed. What happens when the polls close is they say, okay, you, sir or ma'am, are the last person in line. You get to vote. Now no one else gets to get in line. Every election is run this way. And part of her evidence is an affidavit that 4 or 5 people showed up after the poll closure announcement was made and were upset they weren't allowed to vote. The polls were closed. These are the rules in every state. So the correct decision by the judge, she's not going to be the governor. The person who got more votes is going to get to be the governor. We'll have all of these clips on our Instagram, which you can find at David Pakman Show. Did you know that half of Americans are deficient in vitamin A, vitamin C, and magnesium? Most Americans are deficient in vitamin D. I take vitamin D during the winter. It is sometimes difficult to eat exactly the right amount of each food to get exactly what you need. I just make my life simpler with AG1 by Athletic Greens. In the morning, 1 scoop of AG1. I get the entire day's worth of 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients. It's what I want. It's no more. It's no less. It's not making any outlandish claims. It's just an easy, sustainable routine. I've tried different ways of taking vitamins. AG1 is cheaper. It's quicker. It's tastier. I'm not fumbling around with different capsules. It tastes great to drink straight with water. Sometimes I'll put it in a smoothie or shake. It's simple. It's something easy you can do going into the new year, staying properly nourished. Athletic Greens is giving my audience a free year's supply of vitamin D. I take that every day in winter. Plus, you'll get 5 free travel packs of AG1. Go to athleticgreens.com/Pakman. The link is down below.